team. Welcome to the next fitness show, Halloween edition. This is Alexis Craig. I am here live with you right now. I am in Northern California, and it's so great to be here with you. We have a really awesome, fun show for you today. Clearly, it's Halloween. Well, maybe not clearly. You might always think I'm a crab, especially if you take my strength class. You might really think I'm a crab or Tabatas, but I'm particularly crabby today. So if you are dressed for Halloween, I would love to know and see what you're up to. So I wish you could drop photos in the chat on YouTube. Sadly, there's no photos in YouTube, but we do have a Discord. So go to the Next Fitness Things Discord. The link, if you're watching this as a replay, I'll put the link below. Otherwise, you can go to like the previous video and find our Discord and put your photo for Halloween there because I definitely would like to see it. Look at the freaking chat blowing up already. P.S. Go push the like button, please, you guys in the chat. Please push it. It really helps. All right, who's here? Megan, Donna D, Mom, Aaron, Edie. All right, awesome. Daniela, nice. All right, everybody's saying happy Halloween in there. Happy trick or treats day. Megan loves my costume. Thanks. Okay, so here is what's happening on the show today. Today we are talking about fitness trends that need to die. So we're going to address that a little bit. We have some announcements, and some of these announcements, for those of you who take class with us at the Next Fitness Thing, are going to be awesome, and you're going to want to be here for that. It's toward the end of the show. We have a mid-show stretch break. We have a move of the week. And just to say, for anybody who might be new and might not know me, I don't always look like this, sadly. And this is a production of the Next Fitness Thing. So this is a health and wellness platform. We do have this YouTube channel, but we also have literally hundreds, maybe more than that, of workouts and meditations and offerings and that kind of thing. And we'll tell you more about that as we go along. But today, what we're really talking about today is we are talking about fitness trends that need to die. So if you can think of a fitness trend that needs to die, the things we're going to talk about here are honestly pretty basic. So if you have something that is your like pet peeve about this, where you're like, this just needs to die, put it in the chat. I want to talk about whatever you want to talk about in here. Carol made it here. Nice. Carol says different costume for class versus show. Nice. Yes, actually, to be totally honest with you, every time I was on camera today in class, I taught 2 classes, but I was on camera probably 6 times. I had a different costume on all 6 times, each of those 6 times, just saying. So if you did not take today's classes, but whether it was brain teaser walk or stretch and foam roll, you can go back, you can check it out. I had at least 5 different costumes on. Okay. Kelly is in here saying hello. Nice. Aaron says Aaron totally noticed, by the way. So thank you, Aaron, for noticing my shenanigans. I really do appreciate you in so many ways, but it's really, really great. Okay, so what fitness trends need to die? Let's talk about it. Here we go. RD Sharon B says, haha, love it. All right. Mom says, my mom's in here saying different costume for each class, costume queen her whole life. Yeah, that's true. I like costumes. All right. So the first fitness trend that needs to die is dieting. All right. Seriously, the word die is right in here. Dieting literally needs to die. Now, I'm not talking about just like eating healthy. Eating healthy and choosing your own vitality and making choices around what you choose to put into your body with discernment because you value yourself and you want to feel good. That's a beautiful, beautiful thing. I am talking about dieting. Like, I am on a diet for this, that, it just needs to go. Seriously. Like, this whole idea of dieting, first of all, it backfires over 95% of the time. You gain back all the weight plus more. You damage your metabolism. It messes with your head. Besides all the physical things, it messes with your head. So, I know I am seriously, RD Sharon is in there saying, preach. I know, I know we're on the same page with this, But like, oh no, dieting just needs to die eating. And just keep in mind, if you're dieting, you are dieting. Something in you is dying. So just saying. Um, Donna says, "Are you trying to increase the percentage of adults who wear costumes?" Okay, so today on on the Brain Teaser Walk, we had a couple of questionable answers, I will say, as the answers on the Brain Teaser Walk questions. One of them was what's the percentage of adults that wears a costume? And I don't believe the answer. I'm not going to give it away because maybe you want to go take that class, but like, I don't believe the answer. So Donna D is calling me out because maybe if I wear 5 or 6 different costumes, I can increase the percentage of adults that wear costumes. Maybe. That's funny. Mom says slim fast, no such thing. Right. If you are doing something that is like a slim fast, I'm not talking with a brand name. I'm talking about something that makes you actually lose weight really fast. Just think about how much time it took to put the weight on. Like, and if you're doing something that makes it leave quickly, it's perfect for Halloween to talk about this. Have you ever seen something where it's like black magic, where you might kind of get what you want, but then there's something else that goes along with it that you weren't hoping for? That's how I feel about dieting. It's like a black magic spell that maybe it'll work for short term, but it's gonna not pay off in the end. So anyway, that's where I am with dieting. Don't do it. If you really do want to make a change in your body and your relationship to your body, I always encourage the sustainable path. And I'm not here to shame anyone I've been on a million diets myself. I've done it. I get it. And I'm just speaking from this place. I've been there, done that, and it doesn't it doesn't end up paying off in my experience, especially from the mental health perspective. So I'm not about it. I will never try to sell you a diet. I promise you that. I will not try to sell you going on a diet ever. And I personally kind of think that a lot of what's going on with dieting is just that if someone can make money by making you feel bad about your body and selling you the solution, then, they make money off of that. So what would it be like to just not hate your body and just work out and eat healthy because it's from a place of love? Revolutionary is what it would be. Totally revolutionary. Trainer Kathy in the house saying, haha, slim fast, right? Yeah, exactly. Mom says water fasting, keeping you hydrated and full of lots of exercise, running to the toilet. Yeah, seriously. I mean, okay, I will say there are times where doing something that is a diet might be needed. Like, let's say you're going in for some kind of testing, or, there may be certain situations where it's actually required for you to have to eat a specific way for a reason. That is not what I'm talking about when I'm talking about dieting. I'm talking about you're going on a fad diet. Okay. Trainer Kathy says, I love my now body. Yes, 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 yes. Beautiful. All right. Trainer Kathy says, maybe not every day, but that's okay too. What are we talking about? Water fasting? I mean, if you're choosing to fast, I've done fasts before too, not for a dieting reason, like for a spiritual reason or something like that. That's not what I'm talking about here. All right. Next. Our next fitness trend that needs to die is the scale. The scale, seriously, measuring your fitness based on the scale, it just needs to die. I understand. I've been there. I understand wanting to use the scale to measure your success, but that's not what it's measuring. It is not measuring how fit you are. It's not measuring your health. It is not measuring how successful you are with your workouts or your diet. There are so many other markers to tell you whether it's working. And the number on the scale is not it. And it is one little ingredient in there because there's a lot of data points that you can check, and it's maybe one little data point. It is not, it needs to be taken into consideration with other data points also. Like the number on the scale, in my opinion, you should never look at the number on the scale without also measuring your body fat percentage. P.S. Both of those things fluctuate. At least your number on the scale fluctuates, especially if you're a woman. And the body fat percentage, the measuring of it fluctuates so much based on hydration, based on how much salt's in your body, based on so many things. So unless you're going to do, there's even controversy about whether the dunk tank really works well too. But the dunk tank theoretically is maybe a good way of measuring it. How many of you have actually done a dunk tank to check your body fat percentage? Versus they basically dunk you in water and see how much water you displace, and that's how they see how much lean body mass you have versus fat. The electronic ones, I have one right over there. They're off by so much. But if you're not taking into account how much of this weight is fat versus how much is muscles and bones, then you don't really have that useful of information. And besides that, less fat is not always better. Nice. Brandon's in here. You love my outfit. Thanks. All right. RD Sherby says, this show is my jam. Heck yeah, it is. Trainer Kathy says, you can be fit and be unhealthy. That is absolutely true. You can be fit and be unhealthy, meaning you may be able to run fast, lift heavy weights, or have six-pack abs and also be unhealthy. How fit you look does not actually equal how healthy you are. So you really got to think about like, what is your goal? What is your actual goal? P.S. The scale. We're talking about the scale. The scale is basically only been around for 150 years, basically. And it really got started to be used as a sign of beauty, like I think it was like in the 30s or something like that. And it really just became a thing in diet culture, and the diet culture starting to become part of culture, especially from the 1950s to like the 70s and beyond. So honestly, we don't really need the scale to be measuring our health. And P.S., the scale does not measure your worth. I'm like telling myself this because I know that this is a thing. It's like so many people, your self-worth is measured by the number on the scale. And it's like, if it's over this number, you're bad, right? Just saying. All right. So scale, die. All right. The next fitness trend that needs to die is weight loss. All right, this is a controversial one. I am just going to admit this is a controversial one. I know that for a lot of people, maybe myself included, maybe the gateway into getting on a fitness path is weight loss. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that losing weight is a bad thing to do. I'm just saying that when your goal is weight loss, it messes with your head. Because, first of all, it's very controversial right now whether your weight and your health are even this like measuring the same thing. Like, is your weight actually an indication of your health? Maybe. Maybe it's one factor, but you can be what they're going to call overweight or even obese and be totally healthy. And you can also be a healthy weight and be unhealthy. So it's not the deciding factor for sure of whether or not you're healthy. And my understanding from the reading that I've done, and you should do your own research on everything, everything. Don't take it from me, and honestly, don't take it from anyone. Do your own research. And being, especially after menopause, being what would be considered overweight is attributed to a longer lifespan than being underweight. So I would just say It's also, I would say, the habits that you're doing. If you're exercising regularly, if you're lifting weights, if you're walking, you're eating healthy, you're doing all the things, that is going to be so much more of an indication of whether or not you're actually healthy than the weight loss. And I also feel like this whole revolution that we're having right now of like the latest pharmaceutical weight loss situation, I get it why people want to do it. I really do. I get it. And I'm not judging you if you are on that train right now. I'm really not. And I just, it makes me sad. It really does. It was like I feel like we were doing so awesome with this like body acceptance movement, and then now it's like, oh no, now we're going back to take this thing that might cause all these other health problems so that you can lose weight to be healthier. All right, what's happening in the chat? Trainer Kathy, if I tried to make the scale my focus at my age and judge my body based on what it used to be, wrong. That weight at my now age? No way. 125 at 5'8" and 61? Nope. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Mom says, how do you quit the scale game weight loss challenge? Right. I mean, okay. So here's the thing with this. This is what I've noticed with being a personal trainer for like 15 years. Somebody might decide that weight loss is their goal and they start losing weight. They're exercising, they're changing their diet, whatever. They start losing weight and they think it's working. And then they plateau in that. And they're still getting totally fitter and they're totally making progress. And the scale number's not changing, but all of these other things are changing. But they've been measuring their success and their self-worth based on the scale. And so then they think it's not working and they try to do something extreme and maybe even something unhealthy to make the number on the scale change. That isn't really a necessary thing to do at all. That they're already doing what they need to be doing. They're just measuring it in an inappropriate way. And I've seen this so many times. Also, where someone loses weight and they get to the weight that their body wants to be. Like they get to this place where their body actually is like good in this place. But then they think that weight loss is the goal and they keep trying to lose just because in their head losing weight is the goal. To what end? I mean, is less of you actually better? Is less of you better? Do you think the world's better off with less of you? Do you really think that? If you do, that's a whole nother problem. Okay. Kathy says the plateau is real. Working in a gym for 22 years, I have seen it happen for years. I know, it's totally a thing. The other thing I've seen happen is where someone might be working out and they are totally making progress and they don't lose weight, where they hit the plateau at the very beginning. Like they hit the plateau before they really even get a lot of momentum. They think, I'm doing all this work and it's not working. And I'm like, it is absolutely working. And they're like, it's not working. It's not working. Anyway, weight loss is a very it's very contentious in the fitness industry, and I would say more than half of the fitness industry would probably argue with me about this one. But I feel very clear about this, and especially from the total health perspective and the psychological perspective of like you got to do what works for your overall health and not just for this one marker you're trying to move. Aaron says weight loss got me here, but I've learned it's not the goal or my reason anymore. Right, exactly. And that's why I'm saying if weight loss is what gets you there in the first place, it's okay. Like it's such a cultural phenomenon and it's also, I mean, I'm not going to say that when you exercise and sometimes you lose weight when you're exercise, especially when you're when you first getting started, you start losing weight, you can notice the change and it feels really good. And there's nothing wrong with that. There really is not anything wrong with that. It's just important to keep a perspective on it and to not just be narrow-minded about making that the only goal. Yep. What else is going on in the chat? RD Sharon B says your worth is not reflected by the number on the scale. 100%, 100%. So weight loss as a marker of fitness needs to die. We are saying that that is a fitness trend that needs to die. Okay, I've got one more. The last fitness trend that needs to die is, well, it's not the last one, but it's the last one for today, is before and after pictures. Okay, this one, oh, this one really gets me. Before and after pictures are so, so toxic. Anybody who's trying to sell you something with the before and after picture, buyer beware. Seriously. And I'm not just talking about in fitness, in anything. Anybody trying to sell you something with a before and after picture, be careful. That's all I'm saying. I understand that sometimes it might, maybe you're getting your house remodeled and you're seeing the before and after picture. I don't know, maybe. But even that's actually a really good example. You see the before and after picture of your house being remodeled. Maybe you've watched one of those shows where they remodel your house. It might look really good in the picture. But if you actually go in that house, the workmanship, who knows? You can't tell from a picture whether, you go to turn on the water and the faucet's gonna fall off, or you go to open the door and the door falls off, or the siding, the paint starts peeling off the walls, or the electricity's faulty and the whole house burns down. You can't tell that by just looking at the photo. Maybe a trained eye might be able to, but not really, right? The same thing is true of before and after pictures for your body. First of all, now with AI, you can't even trust that at all. Like, seriously, you can't trust it at all. And then when you add in the layer of all of the medical treatments that people are getting in order to change their before and after pictures, you really can't trust it, right? And then even if the after picture is a reflection of the thing they're selling, which I would personally say in my own experience is very seldom the case in the fitness industry. Very seldom is the after picture actually the sole result of the thing being sold, at least on a mega corporation level. Maybe if it's an independent trainer, maybe. But my real question with this is, what are you measuring here? Like, if your after picture looks more toned or whatever it is that you're thinking that you're seeing, but you can't sleep and you have like all your joints are all messed up and your nervous system is shot and you've psychologically damaged yourself and you've damaged your metabolism and you've been taking all of these super toxic chemical supplements that are going to lead to other health problems. Is that after picture actually a reflection of success? Is that really what you were going for here? And I'm not saying that necessarily that's what's going to happen as the result of doing any of these things. I'm just saying you can't measure that in the after picture. You can't measure it. Also, I've personally been in a lot of these like fitness photo shoots and fitness videos and all that kind of stuff. And every single time that I've done that for a big corporation, I have literally not eaten for weeks beforehand and then not drink water for days before taking the photo. So so that type of practice is actually encouraged in bodybuilding and in like the fitness modeling realm. It's like everybody knows that that's what you're supposed to do. So, and it's not like a secret. It's like talked about. And I've even done other trainers' fitness programs where you are explicitly instructed to take hemorrhoid cream and put it on your belly to make sure that your abs pop extra. And do not drink any water for the last 48 hours because it was like a challenge where you had to take a before and after picture and then it was a contest to see who could show the biggest results in the 8 weeks of the challenge or whatever. Like, It's not secrets. It's like this is what they do. So you can't really trust the after picture. And I would say, like in this after picture, it's probably just AI. Probably just AI. Mom says, I love to check them out, but Photoshop is the winner here. Yeah, exactly. Edie says, you just use good shapewear. There we go. Just use good shapewear. That's another thing, right? I mean, you could exactly, exactly. I mean, I could change my yoga pants and look completely different. I could also change my posture and look completely different. I could also blow out my belly versus suck in my belly and probably take a before and after picture that would look like a huge fitness difference in like 10 seconds. So, just saying. Yep, Aaron says, ugh, the old platform lives on this hill. Yeah, they really do. And just saying with that, whenever they would, because if you make a claim on a commercial that these are the after effects, there's like some rules where you have to actually take people through a test group to show that they get these results. And it was really interesting to see the behind the scenes of that because in those test groups, not only did they have you do the workout, you did have to do the workout. Maybe some of you were in test groups. You might have been. Let me know what your experience was. I'd like to hear that. But my understanding of what's happening in these test groups is not only are you doing that workout, but they're putting you on a restricted calorie diet that was like very restricted calorie. And I believe that in a lot of them, they were sending the food and you would only eat exactly what they sent you and nothing else. So that's not realistic for sustainable change. I mean, come on, you guys. Don D says, wow, sorry you went through that. I mean, it was my choice at the time. It absolutely was. I chose it, but I can just see now, like, not sustainable for a long time. Kathy says, truth bombs that women need to know. Yeah, totally. Right. It's just good. I mean, it's good to understand that that's what's happening in some of those photo shoots and all that stuff. Although I will say that I feel like the younger generation is at least getting like they know, at least through technology. I mean, now there's not only like a fake face and a fake body, there's a whole fake woman that has this whole Instagram. It's not even a person, it's just an AI. So, I mean, I could just feel how this whole AI digital images thing, my hope and my dream and my prayer with it is that it's going to make real people actually valued by real people. That real people are just going to see how valuable it is to see real people instead of fakeness. That's my that's my hope. Okay, so those are fitness trends that need to die. If you have anything that I had some other ideas in there like thigh gap goal and like all this kind of stuff. If you have any other fitness trends that you think need to die, then drop them in the chat for sure. Let's hear it. And meanwhile, we are moving on, and the time has come for our mid-show stretch break. It is time for the stretch break. Okay, today's stretch break comes to you from trainer Kathy. She suggested this stretch break and honestly introduced me to this pose. I had seen it, but I had not tried it until now. This is spider pose. So I'm actually for the first time in a place where I can try to do the thing. So let's try it. You guys want to try the spider pose? Let's try it. I'm going to take my earphones out. Right. So you step your feet. I'm going to lose my costume, but that's okay. You step your feet really wide. Oh, I'm on the ball. Here, we can do seated workout version of spider pose. I'm going to scoot this back. Okay. So your feet are wide. You're on your toes. You bring it down, and it looks like you cross your arms and your fingers go backwards like this. Spider pose. Nice. It definitely takes a very flattering photo. I'm going to try it without the ball. You ready? Okay. We get low. Tilt it up just a little. We get low. Feet wide. Crisscross arms. And tiptoes. Ah, spider pose. It's pretty hard. Okay. This one I would say is just kind of fun. It definitely creates this awesome image of the spider. I will say it's a stretch for your forearms. So for those of you at the computer all the time, you are getting a inner thigh stretch. You're getting some glutes and some hip flexors. You got to keep your spine long. So there's all kinds of core glutes, quads, calves, arches of your feet, strength going on with one at the same time. So I like it. I like it. I never tried it before. I'm gonna have to try taking some photos with that. I love seeing these photos of people in this pose. Mom says appropriate Halloween pose. Yeah, Aaron says perfect Halloween pose, right? So my challenge to you through trainer Kathy, because she's who introduced us to this, is go take a photo in spider pose today and either share it on social and tag us or drop it in our Discord. All right. And that brings us to our move of the week. The move of the week this week is mummy kicks. Okay, have you done this before? I actually really like this one. Mummy kicks. For mummy kicks, first of all, you have to embody a mummy. So get your arms out in front and you go, mummy. Okay, your arms actually, though, go cross and cross and cross and cross and cross and cross and cross. And at the same time, I'm going to do the seated version first. Your legs go kick and kick and kick and kick and kick and kick and kick. Okay, so if you do both at the same time, let's see if I can scoot this back a little. If you do both at the same time, it looks like that. Sound effects mandatory, by the way. You can't do it without the sound effects. This is a mummy pose, or mummy kicks. All right, if you're doing this standing, it looks like this. Like that. Did you do it? Try it. It's kind of sound effects are the most fun part. Now, if you wrap yourself in toilet paper and try it, definitely tag us on social. I dare you. I dare you. Full on. I dare you. Okay, what's happening? Kathy says, yes, mommy kicks. Kathy also says that you tried the spider pose in your class at the gym. Nice. That's awesome. All right. So the time has come for announcements. This is the most exciting part for me in here today. First announcement is that tomorrow is our community event for the month of November. This is the Day of the Dead. Now, it's at 8 a.m. Pacific. It's for 25 minutes. You can walk. It's meant to be a walk, but you can do whatever else. Now, a couple ideas with this. First of all, if you're eating Halloween candy today, you might feel dead tomorrow. Perfect chance to walk and get some of that, move some of that sugar. Also, this is really this day that it is Dia de los Muertos. It's also All Saints Day. It's also known as Samhain in the Celtic tradition. And there are many cultures all over the world that celebrate this day, especially in Northern Hemisphere, as the day when the veil is thin between the living and the dead. So we're going to talk a lot about that. We're going to talk about some of the traditions and how to honor your ancestors, and I encourage you to come. It's going to be great. You can walk, you can do anything. If you want to use the elliptical machine, go roller skating. If you want to do the dishes while you're doing it, I mean, do whatever you want. But it's meant to be a workout. Also, just saying, tomorrow I am teaching Vinyasa yoga tomorrow right after that. So it will be a 40-minute Vinyasa yoga class. So if you want to go for a walk and then do a yoga practice, great chance to do that. Perfect chance. So come tomorrow. It is completely free. So you go to the nextfitnessthing.com/Day of the Dead to sign up. You don't have to be a member. Anyone can sign up for this, and we'll see you there. Okay. Now, also coming up is the Friendsgiving 5K. Now, before we even get into this, I want to say everybody who participated in the Trick or Trot 5K last weekend, congratulations. You guys, you rocked it. It was so fun to be in there with you. And if you didn't submit your results yet, go to the webpage where you signed up and submit your results so that we can publish your results from that 5K. partly to acknowledge you and celebrate you. And also partly so that if you want to do the Friendsgiving 5K, that you have a sense of what your goals might be for this. This is on Saturday, November 22nd. It is a fundraiser for Project Soulflower, which is a nonprofit organization that raises money for young adults who have life-threatening diseases to give them their bucket list dreams come true. All right. This is the nextfitnessthing.com/friendsgiving 5K. Sign up. If you did the 5K for Trick or Trot, you get this for free. So just make sure you're signed up for the class. All right, what else is going? Aaron says can't wait. And Aaron also got your Friendsgiving shirt. Nice. So there is a shirt for this. It's on this site. So I think it's a long sleeve hoodie. So if you want to get a Friendsgiving 5K shirt, you can do that too. Okay, moving on. Walking with gratitude. This is our next walking challenge. This is honestly between now and the Friendsgiving 5K. So if you want to have space held for consistent walking between now and that 5K, this is a good chance to do it. This is also a challenge that is a lot more focused on the content of what we're going to be talking about as we do the walk than just the walk. So yeah, you can go for the walk and enjoy the workout, and there are a variety of different formats. Some of them will be more intense. There's a Tabata class as part of it. So there'll be intervals, so there'll be a ramp and a pyramid and all that. But some of the classes are more just like walk and talk. We're not really talking, we're texting, but same. Um, and we're really going to go deep in this challenge about gratitude and maybe in some ways that you might not have thought about before. Kathy and I have been working a lot on what the content of this challenge is. So sign up now. It is the nextfitnessthing.com/gratitude, and the enrollment's open. You do get a member discount on this for members, so make sure that does come up for you. I think everyone who signed up already did get the member discount, but just check. All right, it starts November 10th, so not this coming Monday, but the one after. Oh, I forgot a slide. It's okay. It's okay. And there are some schedule adjustments going on. Now, one schedule adjustment is by request. First of all, we had this survey.thenextfitnessthing.com. If you have not filled that out, fill it out. And as the result of the survey, Brain Teaser starting next week is 40 minutes. Brain Teaser starting next week is 40 minutes. Yay! Thank you to everybody who suggested that. I'm excited about it. Also, based on your feedback, we did move the morning classes earlier to 8 a.m. for the summer. We're moving them back to 10 a.m. Pacific, except just this one week on Tuesday, Kathy's still doing 8 a.m. just this one week. But this coming week and beyond, there's class at 6 a.m. Pacific and class at 10 a.m. Pacific. So mark your calendar. There are also more surprises in the calendar. So there are some things that changed. Like, for example, Kathy's 25-minute yoga is back on Tuesdays. Another example, all of the strength classes on Monday are upper body. All the strength classes on Wednesday are lower body. All of the strength classes on Tuesday are abs, and I'm doing this from memory, so I might have forgotten something. But basically, there's a lot of like little things in there that are kind of like Easter eggs. So go in there and find all of the goodies. Oh, and there's a booty bands class that we added to. So check that out. Okay. Yay, 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 yay. Edie says, survey says. I like it. I like it. Dondi says, thank you. Yeah, thank you for filling out the survey. I mean, hey, I always want to move everything to be later. Don't get me wrong. Okay, I did forget 2 slides. Let me see if I can just get one real quick. One thing that I want you to know is this weekend. So this weekend on Saturday, we have our community event, and it is the first Sunday of the month. So this slide is going to have the wrong date on it, but I'm just going to put it up anyway, just so you can see what I'm talking about. This Sunday is True Crime. It is on Sunday, October 2nd. No, not October. November 2nd. True Crime with Anna. Now, this True Crime she said is a classic that you might have heard of. And the teaser she gave is you might want your running shoes. True crime freaks me out. Okay, so true crimes this Sunday. Be there. I may be there too. Be there. Be there. I sometimes have nightmares after this class, but just say it's great. Anna's the best. All right, and that means that this Monday coming is the first Monday of the month. So it's Goals Walk. Monday is Goals Walk. Come to class on Monday. We will talk about your goals. We're going to talk about how did October go? How is 2025 going? What are your goals for November? It's on Monday. Don't disregard this date. It's on Monday, November 3rd. See you there. If you want to sign up for Goals Walk, it's completely free. So even for people who aren't members, nextfitnessthing.com/goalswalk. Okay. And going back to the plan, I got one other thing to say about this, which is, haha, it's perfect. It is perfect on Halloween, witches. I'm a nerd. All right, here we go. If you haven't started yet, the November book club has been announced. The book is called Where They Last Saw Her. I'm almost done with this book already. It's such a page turner. I literally started 2 days ago and I'm almost done. It also takes place in northern Minnesota, which, is a place that's dear to my heart. So there is that. And it also features it's mostly Native American characters that are in it too, so it's kind of perfect for November. So check it out. This will be on November 23rd, the actual book club, but start reading now. I'm listening to it as an audiobook on Spotify. It's on Audible too. All the links of where to get it. If you want the physical book, we have the link to it on Libby. We have the link to it on bookshop.org. Go to the nextfitnessthing.com/book club and we have all the links of where to find the book if you want to do it. Okay. Here we go. Kathy says, eek, right? And we do have our Discord server up. So I do want to say, join our Discord. The link is here in the description below. Join our Discord. We would love to see you in there. And PS, the Discord's going to get a little bit more active very soon. Watch for more going on the Discord soon. We'll talk about that next week. All right. Now, I have one more quick topic that is a quick reminder for you that we can talk about in here, which is daylight savings. Okay, so fall back. I think it's Sunday, right? Is that true? It's on Sunday. Daylight savings. How do you guys feel about daylight savings? I can't say I'm excited about it. But keep in mind, it is happening. It's happening this weekend. So RD Shrimp says, that's how I feel about it too, honestly. Why you gotta mess with the time like that? Seriously. Kathy says it's Sunday. Okay, good. Thank you for confirming. Sunday. Daylight savings is Sunday. Aaron says I hate it. RD Shrimp says it's scream inducing. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's how exactly. So, what am I gonna say about daylight savings? My personal tip on daylight savings is just preload if you can. Like, live your day today and tomorrow. Today's Friday. It's going to be on Sunday. So try to maybe go to bed a little earlier today, go to bed a little earlier tomorrow. I know it's Halloween, so whether that's really happening is maybe unrealistic. Maybe, but just give yourself, because it's Sunday, and give yourself a little ramp so that, especially if you have to go to work on Monday, that it doesn't feel like such a shock. I know that daylight savings is associated with a lot more like emergency room visits and all of these things, probably because people are extra stressed with the time changing. So I would really just encourage you to just keep in mind this is going to happen this weekend and do what you can. If anybody else has a tip for daylight savings, go ahead and drop it in there. Our Kathy says that she would like 15-minute changes over days. Yeah, that would be nice, wouldn't it? That we just shouldn't do it. Why are we even doing that? Mom says extra sleep, but darkness walking. Right, right, right. So that's the other thing to say with daylight savings is if you're now going to be doing our nighttime walking classes or just walking in general or being outside in general at night, make sure you're really well lit. So, Erin is amazing at this, our teammate who's in the chat. She always has her lights and her shiny things and everything. And she still sometimes is like, that car didn't even see me when they pulled into the driveway. So just really be on your game with being lit and make sure you are I know we're doing something in your ear while you're walking, so always have one earphone out and one earphone in so you can still hear the traffic and be really on it with your situational awareness, especially because people will all be sleep deprived at the same time. And also, it's extra dark, right? So, daylight savings. Be safe. All right. I think that brings us to the end of this of the show today. So, team, that was fun. Next week, we have a treat for you next week. Next week on the show, Edie is coming as our guest. Edie is our teammate. I'm not going to tell you a lot about what we're going to talk about, but Edie is amazing and fascinating, and I can't wait to share her with all of you, especially on camera and everything. It's going to be fantastic. So, see you next week for the show. All right, take good care. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Happy Halloween. And I will see you hopefully tomorrow for Day of the Dead. I would love to see you. Love, love, love to see you for that. All right. And that brings us to the end. All right. Bye. Let's dance it out. We're going to do the crowd dance.